there, eh? Ammunition or what?
Ammunition? What's he talking about?
The fight with the old St. Joe's, you know, remember, eh?
Oh, yeah, but we can't be in two places at once, Dick.
How do you mean, eh?
Grange, sitting, remember?
And how long do you reckon that'll last then? I mean, we're not supposed to be meeting St. Joe's till after school, are we?
Yeah, well, we're not likely to all pack up and leave when the bell goes for home time.
Well, what happens when the boys start looking for us?
They won't find much opposition, will they?
Yeah. Well, I'll obviously have to fight them on my own then, won't I? Stand there like that, come on, boys, Charles, there'll be no one there.
She knows what's expected of her. Good.
Yeah? No, not everyone.
What do they do? Eric Clapton? Eric Clapton?
Oh, you're going back.
Pink Floyd? Have you told yourself?
House mods. What about the house mods?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Let's get someone.
Come on, chef.
Sorry if we're disturbing you, Dan.
Oh, you're not. I'm disturbing anyone else either, the way you're planning to carry on.
Meaning?
You're going to occupy Radio Grange just before lunchtime, broadcast a list of your complaints, and demand a live interview with Bridget, right?
Yeah, more or less.
And you really think Bridget's going to come trotting along just because you demand it?
Listen, Kendall, if all you want to do is slag us off, the door's there, all right?
Think about it. If McCluskey lets you down, this whole thing's going to be one big non-event. Strange, really, when you think she's Commander-in-Chief of the enemy.
No, that's Bronson.
Ah, yeah, Bronson. What if he finds out in advance what you lot plan to do?
How can he?
Easy. We have a spy among us.
Spy? Who?
Julia. Her dad's asked her to find out what's going on and report it all to Bronson.
Is this true?
No, he didn't ask me. He told me.
Yeah, and are you going to do it?
Of course she is. It won't be her fault if we give her the wrong information, though, will it?
We? Well, since when did you become involved, Danny?
Leave off, Fred. You need someone to organise a decent plan of action for you. It's obvious.
Hold your horses. What's wrong with the plan we've already got?
Yeah. Griffiths goes down to the basement and pulls the main fuse. What do you do then? You'll be silenced.
We thought with that one, clever Dick. If he does pull the fuses, he also mucks up the video equipment, the computers, and everything else that works by electric in Grange Hill.
Yeah, they won't want that sort of disruption.
They won't want it, no. But if that's what it takes to stop you, then they'll do it. And then what will you do?
Well, there'll be nothing we can do, will there? We'll be finished.
Not if you've got another site to broadcast from.
Oh, yeah, like where, Danny?
Here.
Look, Kendall, if Griffiths cuts the power, what difference will it make if we're all in here anyway?
All the difference in the world. Because the power in here comes from a separate fuse box.
Nice one, Jack.
Clever.
Come in.
So wouldn't you say that when you first saw Perry in his wheelchair, the sight of him was a bit off-putting?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. I just didn't know how to settle down with him, that's all. Or Lucy, for that matter.
But now you're all very easy in each other's company.
Oh, yeah, I mean, those two were right in the first place. It was me, I just had to learn how to settle down.
Yes, quite pathetic, really. That's right, the main hall. They plan to occupy it at lunchtime.
Oh, I thought that lesson had never ended.
Right, let's get going.
Oh, give her a minute.
We ain't got a minute. Look, you ready?
Yeah. Oi, I can't carry both of these, you know.
Supposed to live in an age of sexual equality. He ends up doing the sandwiches.
Yeah, well, Julie's helping Vince wire up the speakers.
Besides, it'd be good practice for your wedding reception. Oh, are you getting a catering firm in to do it?
No, we want to save on what we can on that. Put forward to the honeymoon.
Honeymoon? You never said nothing.
We're only going away for a couple of nights.
Only? It'd be terrific. Mind you, I'd be ever so nervous. Especially if they knew I was just married.
Just married. It don't sound real.
Don't cry.
Right, that'll do, won't it? Yeah. We're gonna need something to put in the sandwiches, aren't we? Give us some spam.
Yeah, sling a few tins in, us.
Sorry, mate. Mickey! God, I ain't seen you since you got married, mate. They're both yours.
Yeah, do you want them?
Are you coming, Mickey, or what?
Blimey, you got another one on the way and all, mate.
Yeah, what does it look like?
That's one of my brother's old mates. He's only 4 years older than us, you know. Got married when he was 17.
Yeah, look at him now.
Listen, I won't try and make comparisons or nothing. It's just, well, he had to get married. Oh, you know what I mean. No one has to get married, do they?
Don't know.
All right now, thanks. Yeah. Taylor noticed me, it's just nerves.
It's just normal. I bet Samo's throwing a wobble as well.
No, he really wants to get married.
What, and you don't?
No, it's not that. It's what Faye said just now, you know, about me and him being just married. Every time I think of the wedding, I go cold. I know I'm not ready for it.
Well, you can always change your mind.
You don't understand. The minute this ring went on my finger, that was it. It's not just a case of taking it off. I'm committed now.
Well, look, do you want me to say something to Samo?
No, no, no.
But it's ridiculous, Jack.
It could be worse. It's not as if I don't like him. You never know, it might work.
Yeah.
Right, canteen, main corridor, and library.
Library? Him? Have to tell him where it is.
Listen, if you lot want to carry on behaving like silly school kids when this is all over, that's up to you. But for the next few hours, get serious. Understand? Get moving then. Go on. And you.
You set the levels.
Yeah, I will, Fred.
Yeah.
We'll on the rest. I'm
Sure, you got stuff together there.
Not stupid.
Come in. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Aye, ready, Morris. I'm still not convinced in all this.
My sources are reliable. Shall we go?
Right then. Off we go.
Right here.
One of us on each door.
We shall go up on the stage and conceal ourselves in the wings.
Well, that's hardly going to stop them coming in.
I want them to come in.
I thought the object was to stop them from occupying the hall.
No, Mr. Scott. The object is to get the name of every single child misguided enough to participate in this act of wanton rebellion.
But if we prevent them from coming in, that'll be the end of it. There won't be any need to take any names.
On the contrary, there is every need.
This is the message from the pupils of Grange Hill. Your radio station has been taken over on your behalf and is now broadcasting solely for you. We intend to occupy the radio and to remain on air for as long as we can. Please support us in this by peacefully occupying the rest of the building during the lunch break. We repeat that all resistance should be peaceful and should continue until our demands are met.
So stay tuned to this channel.
How was it?
Really good, great.
They won't like the word demand.
Too bad.
Some written them with our demands.
After this record.
I wonder what's going on out there. Every one of us is the subject of a closed profile. Reports which are about us, but we're never allowed to see. The school rules change depending on which teacher's interpreting them, And the only voice available to us, our radio station, is threatened with total censorship. Which is why we feel it is necessary to take this action and to ask Mrs. McCluskey, as head of Grange Hill, to come into the studio and explain the need for such unacceptable moves against our individual liberties.
This nonsense has got to end.
Mr. Bronson, before you go marching in with your battering ram, may I suggest there are ways of stopping the broadcast without resorting to brute force?
How?
Pull the fuse on them.
Well, then the rest of the school will grind to a halt as well.
I could agree to meet them.
Surely you're not serious.
Providing the interview takes place in my office and on condition they abandon the sit-in. Miss Partridge, would you care to put it to them?
I'll try.
Then I shall accompany you.
Mrs. McCluskey, there's no way we can budge those pupils from the classroom.
Why should we want to? This way we have them nicely contained. But just in case Miss Partridge is unsuccessful, perhaps we should formulate an alternative plan.
Pulling the fuse?
Perhaps disconnecting the speakers would be less disruptive to the school as a whole.
Less disruptive. She does know what's going on out there.
Protesting?
No, it wouldn't do any good, sir. The food's always been diabolical.
I'm so afraid.
Quick, Clover's arrived.
Mrs. McCluskey, I can't quite believe the level of staff inactivity around here.
Matters are in hand, Mr. Glover.
Oh, really?
It's no use, Mr. McCluskey. As fast as I'm disconnecting the speakers, they're winding them up again.
Kick the door down, man, and have done with it.
I'll deal with things if you don't mind, Mr.
Yes,
Glover.
well, you can start by finding out where my daughter is.
Your daughter?
Well, she's certainly not a part of all this, and they know it, which is why they've been feeding her false information.
Which she has presumably been feeding you.
The main fuse, Mr. McCluskey, eh?
Yes, I think so, Mr. Griffiths.
Right.
There'll be no point in them staying in there once the plugs have been pulled, and I intend to be here when they come out.
My sentiments entirely.
Oh no, how are they going to get out now with them two on sentry duty?
It's all right. Me and Zig have got something worked out. Come on.
Okay, Zig.
We interrupt this record to bring you news of our latest developments. Will you all please leave your classrooms and make your way to the main gates, where members of the press, radio and television are beginning to assemble.
Alarm. I don't know what their game is, but there's no sign of any journalists around here.
Right, ladies, this way. Quick, this way, right, that's it.
Well, we seem to be outmanoeuvred at every turn, don't we?
I wouldn't quite say that. They have had to abandon their broadcast.
My ears seem to tell me otherwise.
Where's that coming from?
Excuse me.
Griffiths had pulled the power on.
Separate fuse box.
Clever.
Sheer genius.
Can I have your attention, please? This is Radio Grange Hill, still on the air, despite all attempts by the authorities to stop the voice of the democratic protest.
Doesn't sound as if she's been dragged in there against her will.
Well, that's it. Only one thing left to do. Call the police.
Is that what you really want, Mr. Glover? Given that your daughter is at the heart of this disturbance?
Well, what then?
Well, I suggest we carry on with afternoon lessons. I've already arranged for the lunch break to be ended early.
As though nothing's happened.
Well, in fact, it won't be, will it? They can't reach us in the main school from over here.
Well, there they go. They've rung the lunch bell early, haven't they?
It's all we've asked them to do is to stand up to authority, and one pressing the buzzer gets them running back to their class.
Look, I wouldn't worry about it. All right, it's just something's gone wrong. Everything else has gone to plan, isn't it?
Nearly everything else. I take it these tins of Spam are supposed to have keys with them.
Maguire, didn't you check?
Yeah, well, you got them off the shelf.
Well, that's great, isn't it? No tin opener.
Looks like bread and marl. Terrific.
We're starving here.
Yeah, well, there must be something else to eat.
It happens. There is.
Oh, yeah, gosh, I forgot all about you and that.
What's it got? Rolling your diet, remember?
Look, I'm dying here.
Give me these.
Oh,
Well, they got a bit of sweat in the bag, that's all.
God.
Look, just leave them alone, all right?
Oh.
So the cakes are a bit manky. But then what do you want for nothing?
I was only going to sell them for what they cost me.
Gonch, you were going to sell these?
I can't make a living, Banks. Forget it. Right, so a 5p.
Forget it, Gonchi.
A 3p.
Oh, yeah, he's still there. I can see his feet.
It's like a cat in a mouse hole. He ain't gonna move.
Mrs. McCluskey?
She has gone home.
Leaving this lot to run amok again if the fancy takes them.
She seems to feel that without an audience to play to, they will soon lose heart.
And if they don't?
Well, it's not as if we don't know who they are and where they are. Her sentiments, not mine.
And do you agree with them?
Most certainly not.
Neither do I. My daughter's still in there. I don't intend leaving until I've got my hands on her.
Kendall, what are you doing here?
Them your cars outside?
Doesn't really seem a lot of point to it now, does it?
There won't be much point since lunchtime.
No? So why have we all been sitting in this sweatbox all afternoon?
Because we haven't got any emergency exits, and I, for one, don't fancy walking into the hands of Glover and Bronson.
Yeah, how long's your dad likely to stay out there?
For as long as it takes.
Yeah, I thought you might say that.
What?
Danny, what's happening?
Kids from St Joe's have arrived.
A fight with the Joes? I've forgotten about it.
I told Bronson and Glover they'd come to support the protest. They're going to start by smashing up their cars.
Nice one, Ben.
Nice one, Dan.
What is going on here?
And what's it got to do with you?
I am the deputy headmaster of this school, and I warn you that if there is so much as a scratch on either of these vehicles...
Nothing as far as I can see.
You can count yourselves lucky we arrived in time.
In time for what?
We weren't going to do nothing to the cars. That weren't the idea. You lot started it.
And you were obviously happy to join forces with them and help in any way you could, hmm?
What are you talking about? Help who?
Then why else are you here? Well, boy...
Morris.
Oh, my goodness.